grew up down a long gravel road north of Dodge City, Texas, at the natural confluence of the Post Oak Savanna, a muddy hardwood bottomland, and the extreme northern edge of the Blackland Prairie. I am a child of the woods, water, grasslands, and sky. I am from the country. As best I can tell, only a couple of dozen people lived here at its peak. Now, only 5 people live permanently in the old Hilger community proper, with a few more living around the periphery. Now, it's just a place you see on some maps. All that indicates that this used to be a community is the old cemetery sign. For all the social and economic limitations living in the country brings, I'm glad my parents made the decision to move here so many years ago.
Your pawpaw moved up in this part of the country back in 1968, 69, I'm not for sure, and we started coming up here to visit. The road out there wasn't nothing but a pig's trail, but everybody else had the fancy cars with a power steering. We had a station wagon because we had 5 young'uns, standard shift, and we'd make it through. As time went on, we visit more, and y'all enjoyed it more, going all over the pastures here. But there's no way that I wanted to move up here. You couldn't convince me to move up here, even though I was born in the country. I had gotten used to the city life. But the school system got so bad in Dallas, and with your daddy's job, had him gone a lot, I couldn't handle it by myself, so I told him, if you'll quit that job, I'll move up to that, well, I called it God-forsaken country. And so in 1981, or 80 or 81, anyhow, 31 years ago, we moved up here.
Well, we moved to Ed Hubie, rented a house, and then went back to Dallas. Well, we stayed over there, a year? Stayed in Ed Hubie a year. And then we went back to Dallas, stayed 6 months, decided we liked it better down here, so we come back and got this place.
There's just a lot of memories, just watching you boys grow up and not being in the hustle and bustle of the big city. Anyhow, I'm 72 years old now, and I don't want to go anywhere else but here. This is my home. It's been our home. Your daddy and I just celebrated our 50th wedding anniversary in January, so we're going to try to spend another 50 years right here.
To grow up in a place where the loudest sound you hear is of cattle lowing in the pasture is something that stays with you. The silence and solitude is infectious. Even after you've been all over the world, the only place you want to be is back in the country.
My name is Bubba Graves, and I grew up in the Hilger community. And you know, after graduating high school at the age of 18, I joined the Army and was gone for 21 years. And after retiring, I decided to move back down just a mile south of my mom and dad's, where they raised us. Since my retirement, I've worked a few jobs. I worked for the Department of Juvenile Services in a neighboring county for about 5 years. And then after stopped working there, I decided to go to college and get a little bit of education, and that's what I've been doing for the past, 2 semesters in college. And other than hunting and fishing, that's pretty much what I do. Well, I contemplated a lot, and everywhere I've been, I really enjoyed it. But this is home. Got lots of friends, and this piece of property is 40 acres I live on here. Came up for sale, and I couldn't pass up the opportunity. Some of my fondest memories of growing up out here, just all the outdoor activities my brother and I got to do. We used to roam every piece of seems like every acre of land around here. Just if we weren't hunting and fishing, we were riding our bikes and just find all sorts of adventures. Going down Onstock Creek looking for fossils, just things like that.
My name's Garry Mills. I'm from Dodge City, Texas. Well, we moved out to Hilger about 1993. Me and my wife got married in 94 and have 2 kids, and just really wanted to raise them out, I guess out of the city, out of Dodge City, which is a small town, but kind of just out here in the country. I've got a boy named Ryan that is 7, and a younger girl, Kaylee, that's 4. Well, my kids really like it. They don't have a whole lot of friends around to play with, but one's always coming over and spending the night. And I think they like it out here. I think it's a little bit better farm in some ways. In some ways, it probably isn't, but I think the good outweighs the bad quite a bit.
I once had a dream that I was laying in the grass watching the clouds float by while my mother called from the screen door. In the dream, I remember wanting to get up and go home, but I felt like I was part of the soil and part of the sky, so I stayed put. A subconscious longing? I suppose, but the truth is, I am part of the grass and the sky and the water where I was raised, and it is part of me. One day, like members of my family before me, I will be returned to the black soil beneath the big oak tree where I trod as a boy. Those who don't claim a city limits address understands the connection to the land. The feeling is hard to put into words, but is palpable nonetheless. My hope is simple. As I raise my kids to be a part of rural Texas, I hope that the love and longing for the country is planted deep within them. Texas needs people from the country. Texas needs people who aren't from anywhere.